Hello, hello. It's a new day and a new start to a new quilt. And my episode on the Quilt Show is airing October 12th. I have a free link for you so that if you're not a member, you can still watch my show. So stay tuned for that. And before we get going on the quilt, I also wanted to share this experience. I was recently in an art crawl and I was going through my art and my quilts trying to decide what I wanted to hang. And that's when this happened. I hung this, or I pulled this painting out. It's a mixed media piece that I did in 2018, leaned it up against the wall. It wasn't something I was going to take to the show. And much to my surprise, I was like, oh my gosh, look how it relates to the quilts and the quilt fabric that I have created and been working with in these recent years. That was really kind of exciting because, I mean, the colors, the mark making, it's like, it's just astounding to me. And once again, makes me super excited about this whole idea of quilting like an artist. I feel like my voice is coming through with the art quilts in the same way that it came through with the mixed media art and the painting. So, with that said, the first thing I did was pulled a bunch of fabrics that I thought I might want to work with. And once again, I'm starting with that face that I did that I didn't use last time and some of the pieces that I had pulled previously, and I'm just adding to it to see where it can go. I thought I would share close-ups of some of the cherry wood fabric that I may or may not incorporate, simply because typically someone asks what fabric was that, and usually I have no idea. Once I start working with it, the stickers sometimes disappear. So here we have a record of the potential cherry wood fabrics. I'm also incorporating some pieces of hand embroidered little swatches that I've created. These were scrap fabrics that I stitched together on machine and then hand embroidered them, and I may or may not incorporate these as well. I kind of hope they work out. I think they'll add something really interesting to the quilt. So we'll see. And here is another little pile of scraps. The majority of these are from the same collection, or I should say the same collections, that being Origins and Still Life, but mostly Origins, I think. So I'm going to sort of sort them by color, and then I realize, oh, these are strike-off fabrics. So they have the ID stapled on, and I think I need to set those aside so I'm not cutting through any staples with my rotary cutter. So these are some of the strike-off fabrics. You can tell because they have a piece of paper stapled to the corner with the ID information on it. So I am just going to set all those aside. And this is another panel. I can tell I've pre-washed this one. You can tell by the edge. And I think all of these are strike-offs, so I'm just setting those aside. And here's a nice big wide stripe. It's not a very big piece, but it still could come in really handy somewhere. some darks. And I've got more of that blue. I like all these little strips. Definitely do something with those. And then I uncovered these improv quilt blocks that I had put together way back when this first, well, I don't know, at least a year or more ago. So those could come in very handy somewhere in this quilt. Time will tell. There's a whole stack of them there. Another chunk of that stripe. And these were 10-inch squares. So I've got lots to work with here. And then, much to my surprise, at the very bottom here, I find this piece right here, which is from my very first collection, like 2004, 2006 with Andover. That was from a collection called On the Breeze. On the Breeze. My first move was rather bold, in my opinion. I took that face and I cut it out to match the moon, and then I applique it down. Here I'm just testing out some stitches I could potentially use for applique. I did a whole bunch of them, and this last one I liked, so I am doing it on the final piece. I didn't want this line of stitching to be as dominant as the stitching in the face, so that it would sort of blend a little more with the moon. I am still using black. And you can see there on the bottom, there's a gap between the stitching and the black. My hand is on top of it. There you go. Now you can see it. So I didn't like the looks of that when I got finished with it. And so you will see coming up here, I actually stitched over that one more time with the wider satin stitch. You can see here I started at the edge and actually satin stitched all across the top of the horizon line. And this is tidying up that line very nicely. And here you can see it on the wall with all the components. And here it is close up. The next thing I did was start to audition a potential second face. And so here you can see I'm mixing and matching face halves. I like to create them one half at a time and then play around like this because I think you get the most interesting combinations this way. Some of these are created via improv methods. Some are foundation paper pieced. And of course, the moon is the applique. I think I like this one for now. I'm going to start with this and see if it has legs. So my next thought is to put something around the top of her head. And because there's a circle around the other face, I'm thinking some type of circle. And because I used the wonky log cabin in the previous quilt, I'm thinking I could build that using that method. So I put together a few colors in a gradation and check them by looking at them in black and white. They don't have to be a perfect gradation, but somewhat of a gradation works for me. So like I promised, I am going to drop a link here. You'll see it on the screen for a 7-day free trial of the Quilt Show if you're not already a member. And once you've signed up, search for episode 3708. That's my episode. I hope you'll watch it. You will have access to the entire site, so you can watch many shows. You can binge for 7 days for free. Isn't that awesome? I think that's pretty awesome. I love the Quilt Show. I've been a member for many years, and it's just packed full of inspiration, how to, just tons and tons of stuff. So I hope you'll check it out. Oh dear, this is not what I expected. This is one of those points where I have to decide, do I want to start over or do I want to, cut into this and change it up? I can't have a big white egg on top of her head. So let's see where it goes. So here I've taken that white stripe and I'm putting the egg on top, trimming the stripe to match the size of the egg. And then I decide to slice into it improvisationally. So I'm just going to slice some wedges, kind of random wedges. And here it is pressed. And because of the way I cut it, I can actually sew a second one in reverse. The colors would be in reverse. And here are both the finished ones, and I decide to take one of them and start doing the wonky log cabin method around the outside. So here it is finished, and here it is on the wall. And now I'm seeing a bike helmet. So it's not done yet. Here I've sewn some slightly less than 1 inch strips together, and my end goal here is to create some little squares and then insert that into the printed stripe. And here is where I begin to insert it into the stripe. And here I'm jumping ahead to the finished stripe. And here it is pinned to the wall with the other components. Not sure if any of them are going to work out, although I do like this last piece a lot. I'm not sure I'm in love with her face. I'm not sure. I know. I'm sure I don't like the bicycle helmet. So next week, we'll see what happens. Thanks for being here. I'm going to put that Quilt Show link here again. I hope you pop over and watch it, and I'll see you next week.